Tee hello. I just got my Christmas present to myself. I only ordered it 3 days ago, and it wasn't supposed to get here till early in the new year. And it's from a guy I buy off sporadically over the last 12 years, and he's always stuff is always excellent and condition. Um, yeah, so wow, that was quick, real quick. I used to work for the post office. I know how it happened. He's obviously in the outer western suburbs of Sydney. He's posted it the day I ordered it, Friday. It would have gone straight to Swolf, Southwest Leather Facility, out at what's it called? Where a huge cemetery is, the biggest cemetery in the southern hemisphere. Anyway, it's famous. Would have gone to Swelf, and then it would have been thrown on the truck to Canberra, the capital of Australia, which is about 2 hours from where I am, and then it would have been put onto a small van or a smaller truck, and then driven up from Canberra back here to Cowra. That's bloody excellent. It was quicker than what do you call it? Express. It happens if you know when to post a letter and want to get there quick. You'd never ever in Australia put something in the letterbox on a Saturday, because nothing happens until the Monday. So if you can get it in your mail on a Friday and it's not going too far, it should get there by Monday the next week or Tuesday. All right, enough waffling. Now this one's definitely not for you Satanists that are into black metal and Pink Sabbath and Purple Floyd and all that. No. This is for wimps and whimpering. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. But this drives me insane, man. What happened was, I do watch Lamont at Large occasionally. He's got a channel on YouTube. What up, YouTube? And he's a real weird dude. I mean, he comes across as sort of normal, but he's like a serial killer. All he does is make videos in cemeteries, and it's always gory, and it's fascinating. But what I really like it for is not so much the content, but the he really knows how to show. He walks around the town. He doesn't just drive or put up a still photograph. He actually plods the street with a selfie stick, and he's got balls. He goes into some of the worst parts of, like Philadelphia, places, Texas. He's been shot at or something. Lamont at Large. What up, YouTube? And I was watching one the other day. I noticed it had Wheeling, West Virginia. I went, oh, look, there was a song I absolutely loved in the late 60s, which is what I ordered, and it's arrived. Now, for you old guys in my age, 70 plus, maybe 65 plus, you would remember Neil Sedaka. I love the Calendar Girl, soppy, sugary sort of pop, but in the late 50s. I mean, and I saw a doco on Elton John recently, and Neil Sedaka was a massive influence on Elton John, like a solo guy, pudgy, nothing to look at. Elton took it to another level with these silly, outrageous outfits, but Neil Sedaka was sort of a huge influence on Elton. I never thought of that, but as soon as he said it, I went, yeah, it makes sense. Crocodile Rock, those sorts of songs. It could be a Neil Sedaka song from 1959. Anyway, poor old Neil, he sort of, got blown away by the British beats scene and all that, the UK invasion. He disappeared, and for some reason he came down to Australia and recorded an album in 1969 called Working on a Groovy Thing. I mean, to show you how uncool this guy is, the word groovy disappeared in 1967. So he's working on a groovy thing, all right. Yeah, anyway, let's not knock the Neil. So he, like I said, Lamont was wandering around Wheeling, West Virginia, doing a walk around, and I just love the look of the place. There's something about that West Virginia countryside and the autumn colours and the old, the architecture and that the old East Coast states. I really enjoy seeing those. It's got history there, like a couple hundred years more history than Texas or LA, which I cannot abide. You know, so yeah, so he disappeared, and for some reason he recorded an album out here in Australia in 1969 at Festivals Studios, and it was produced by Neil Sedaka himself and Pat Alton. Now, I mentioned Pat Alton in a previous video regarding Australian records, 45s in particular, Festival in particular. He was an Irish guy that came out to Australia in the 60s. He worked with, not the Kinks, but he worked with some pretty well-known UK bands. He came out here in, I don't know, 66 or something, and he produced an absolute shitload of great classic Aussie pop and, psych pop, you name it, he could do it all. Bloody good producer. And arranged by John Farrar. Now, John Farrar was worked with Olivia Newton-John and many other famous people that became famous overseas. So there's some pretty, a couple of big guns there backing up Neil. And for some reason, I always love this song. I love the lyrics. It's just great. It's the only Neil Sedaka record I own, and I own it now. And there it is in stunning condition. Bit washed out. I got it too bright in here. Yeah, there it is. I love this guy. He cleans them professionally. I bought it. It cost $10 and $5 postage. The reason I bought it was 0 spindle marks. See, it's even got the rough inside. It hasn't even been put over a spindle. It hasn't smoothed out. It's still got the the rough paper sort of thing. So this is mint, and that's not always a guarantee it'll sound good. I've bought mint records in the wild 45s, in particular the Zombie. She's not there, which was impossible to find in the 70s. I couldn't believe my luck. Got home, put it on. It was just a bad pressing. It was unlistenable. This one will be all right because I trust this person. So there you have it. So what I was trying to get at, I got terrible sinus today, man. I can't think. What set it off was What Up YouTube Lamont talking about Wheeling, West Virginia. I'd actually tried to get this for the last couple of months. I kept looking up eBay, and there was nothing there at all. And I just wanted the 45. I didn't want any CDs and nothing. It was just nothing. And then as soon as I saw that Wheeling, West Virginia video, I thought, I have one more shot at Neil Sedaka. It was only 4 days ago. And I looked it up, bang, straight away. I knew the guy. I've bought off this guy before quite a few times. Straight away jumped on it. And here it is. So there you have it. I know it doesn't mean anything to anybody else, but, for an old guy that's just stuck at home all day with nowhere to go and nothing to do, this is a big deal. So anyway, if I don't post again before the new year, I'm wishing all of you a nice, pleasant, enjoyable Christmas. Okie dokie. Bye for now.